Welcome back to BK Nothing But Nets. I am joined, as always, with my co-host Dylan over at Nets Press. Merry Christmas, Dylan. Merry belated Christmas. Happy New Year. How's everything going over there?
Can't complain, man. It's cold as shit. First day back, it snowed. So it's fun to be back.
Yesterday it was 82 degrees. Do you know what it is today, Dylan? Where I am
I'm gonna
in
say
Fort Worth?
45.
46. That's a good guess. That's a good
There we go.
guess. From 82 to 46 overnight. That's not okay. That
No,
is
not
not
at all.
okay.
Not at all.
Um, I want to know what you do think is okay. Is the Nets blowing out Minnesota in Minnesota? Is that okay?
Like I said, if the young guys are making the impact, it's not. I'm not gonna say that I'm upset about it. Does it suck seeing our name slowly go further down these draft lottery odds? Of course, but at the end of the day, Drake Powell made an impact defensively. Nolan Traore made an impact defensively. Michael Porter Jr. is him. All these guys are making an impact who could be cornerstone or very valuable pieces to this team, whether it be rookies, whether it be a vet that you just got who is making an all-star leap. Can't be upset about it. So I expect another win tonight. You've got Golden State, who's traveling from Toronto to Brooklyn, who just lost in an overtime game. I expect another win tonight, and it's going to push Brooklyn down to the 8th or ninth overall spot.
Yeah. Which, look, we'll get into. I want to get into that a little bit because there's still a lot of teams that don't own their own pick that you would assume is going to win more games than the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with this. Is this winning? Is this sustainable? Last year they had a streak where they won, a bunch of games out west and stuff. If you remember, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they started the season 9-9 or something like that. It's not sustainable. Is this winning that they're doing this year? This little current mini streak that they're on, this little surgeons. Is this sustainable? Are they going to eventually lose 10 or 12 again sometime?
If Michael Porter Jr. or Nick Claxton isn't traded, then yeah, it's completely sustainable. Michael Porter Jr. has shown that he can win games. He is one of the most impactful players right now in the Eastern Conference. He doesn't have any form of true secondary scoring help during
That's
his
my point.
7-2 record in December, outside of one Cam Thomas performance. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of the most impactful players in the Eastern Conference right now. The first set of All-Star voting just came out. He's 10th in the Eastern Conference out of all players. So as of right now, he would be in it. Like, this is a guy who's taken a leap and has showcased the ability to not only be a number one option, but do it efficiently. Like 49% from the field, 43.6% from three. Like, this is ridiculous what we're seeing out of him. And to top it off, career highs in points and assists. You can't ask for anything more.
He's got Kyrie Irving type efficiency. Like it's off the charts. It's crazy.
He's literally KD without the ball handle. Like
Yeah.
he is just a really, really good. He's probably the best off-ball offensive player in the league right now.
Yeah. He's a 6'10" peak Klay Thompson, right? Like that's how he's playing right now.
Mm.
And he's creating for himself better than I think Klay did. Like he's playing at a really high level right now, and this is why I want to keep him. Look, it's easier to keep your own star than to convince another star to come play for you. He's an all-star. He's no longer playing like an all-star. He's not having an all-star season. He's just an all-star. That's the end of the discussion for me on him. So I want to keep look, if the right deal comes along, we're not ready to compete. So I'll entertain the right deal. But we're not getting anything short of a Mikal Bridges type haul. I'm keeping him and trying to extend him.
I agree. I mean, listen, the league isn't in a position anymore where they're giving out 5 first-round picks for role players. But
right.
If a team was to present 2 unprotected firsts, a first-round pick swap, a young player, and a salary filler, I would think about it, but I wouldn't necessarily jump to the opportunity.
I want 3 ones. I'm not even entertaining a trade that doesn't include 3 ones. He's an all-star.
I agree.
He's an
all-star player should not be getting anything less than 3 first-round picks. So I agree.
That's where I am with him. I don't want to bury the lead too much. Obviously, we had a Cam Thomas sighting, and it was good. I want to preface it with this. It does this. Cam Thomas looked great, and I was happy to see him do great. It does us no good for him to do great. It just took minutes away from Traore, who I want to see. That's A. And B is this is the role he should be in, coming off the bench. So you guys like Cam Thomas is back. He came up the bench and was doing what I said he should do for a good team all along. I know me and you have disagreed a lot on Cam Thomas's value in the past. Give me your thoughts on Cam Thomas's return.
Yeah, he did exactly what everybody has wanted him to do, which is score and not turn the ball over. Congrats, he did it for one game. I'm not buying this shit again. That did this all last season during his first 20 games this season before he got hurt. I'm not buying it again. This is one performance. I don't care if he does it again tonight. Show me 10 to 15 games of consistency where you're putting up 20 plus on efficient scoring with minimal turnovers and solid playmaking. I don't care for the one game wonders. I'm not buying it until I see consistency. And even if so, all you're doing right now is raising his trade value. He's not a long-term piece here, and I'll continue to stand by that.
Which is good because right now it's not that his trade value. Well, his trade value kind of is there because no one's offering you anything for him, right?
Yeah.
Like we can sit here and say he's worth this 2 2s, he's worth this. Like, well, no one has offered it. You're only worth what someone's willing to pay for you. If no one's willing to pay for a Cam Thomas trade, then you're not worth anything. And right now, the league has determined he's not worth anything. More performances like this perhaps could change their mind. But to me, this is the role that Cam Thomas is in on a decent team. Is he's coming off the bench, he's playing 20 minutes and scoring a bunch of points. I don't mean that to disparage the guy, right? Like that's what he is. Like I've always compared him to Jordan Clarkson. Like, what's Jordan Clarkson's role with the Knicks? Coming off the bench to score a bunch of points. Whatever the trade value is for Jordan Clarkson is what the trade market is for Cam Thomas. I don't think there's a better comp in the league to Cam Thomas than Jordan Clarkson. Like that's what he is. I mean, if you let Jordan Clarkson play 35 minutes a game and take 25 shots, he's going to score his points, right? But it's not going to be super efficient.
Yeah.
That's where we are with Cam Thomas. I mean, I'm a fan of that. I love Cam Thomas. I love Jordan Clarkson, but that's what he is on a good team. It's not super valuable, but it certainly has value.
Yeah, and again, it really depends on what teams value him around the league. He's not worth a first-round pick. He has not shown the consistency enough to give you a first-round pick, not even a protected first-round pick. At this point in time, I would look to find a way to go after a guy like Peyton Watson in Denver. I think just like a 1-for-1 swap. Same thing with Tari Eason. Like I'm not expecting picks out of Cam Thomas. I'm expecting another young player who is in a similar position to him, but does more than him, if that makes sense, right? If a team needs scoring, then I want a young guy that's got a little bit more upside as a two-way guy. That's Peyton Watson. So to me, that's who I would be looking at if I'm the Nets right now.
You said Tari Eason as well. That's who you said?
Yeah. I mean, to me, he's not going to be anything more than like your sixth man, maybe seventh man, but it's still another young player that's on an expiring contract that you can probably get for a pretty cheap 2-3 year deal. So to me, that's where I'm going.
Those are interesting names. You said Peyton Watson.
Yeah. I would be willing to give up
however you want
Thomas
to define him
seconds for Peyton.
Yeah, he's got some height and length. He's 6'8", 6'9", long. That's someone I think that's an interesting. I think both those names are interesting names. I don't know if Denver or Houston has interest in trading for these guys, but these are interesting names. Like, okay, if you
Peyton Watson as a starter is averaging like 15 and 6 so far this season on really good efficiencies, and he's like 6'8". To me, that's more important right now than an undersized guard who can't stay healthy.
Why would Denver trade him? Like,
because they don't want to pay him. It came out, they said they don't want to pay him, which is crazy to me because he's one of the better depth pieces that they have right now. But I think if you get him in a spot like Brooklyn where he has a little bit more opportunity to play, he can actually be a really solid player.
Breezy, are you free? You want to come on? Do you want? Let me know if you want to jump on. I'll send you the link. I just don't know what you think Cam Thomas's value is, right? Like it's if I'm underestimating it, then Dylan's definitely underestimating it, and so is every GM in the NBA, including Sean Marks, including every other GM who said that they're not really interested in trading for him. I don't think he's a bad player. I think he's Jordan Clarkson 2.0, which to me is a player I like. It's just not, it's not a player that's going to get a $30 million a year contract. It's a player that's going to spend 1 or 2 years per city and then go somewhere else. And like Clarkson does, like Crawford does, like it's just what he is. It's not a bad thing. He can average 25 points a game on poor shooting if you let him play 35 minutes a game, but your team's not very good if you do that. The role that we saw Cam Thomas in last night is where Cam Thomas should be in the NBA, coming off the bench, trying to score a bunch of points. And if he can limit his turnovers, and would you agree with me? He didn't put up a bunch of bad shots like he usually does when he's going, right? Like usually, even when he's cooking.
No, he looked like he actually had some speed to his game too.
Yeah.
Which was nice to see. But again, I don't care if you do this for 1, 2, maybe 3 performances in a row. Show me fucking consistency. This is not hard to ask for. If your main objective as a player is to score the basketball, then do it efficiently. Yeah. Not asking for much. If you're going to suck ass in every other department of basketball, at least do your one supposedly elite talent at an efficient level. I'm not asking for much.
I'm with you, right? Like it's that's all that he's asked to do is score. So you better do it efficiently.
Yeah.
Like if Dennis Rodman didn't have good rebounding numbers, you'd be like, wow, what are we doing here, right? Yeah. Like why? Yeah.
Same thing with Giannis. If the guy wasn't 6'11", if he was like 6 foot tall, nobody would know who he is, right? Same thing for Dennis Rodman. If he didn't have the ability to rebound and hustle, nobody would know who he is. Same thing for Cam Thomas. If he didn't have the ability to score, not a single person in the world would know who he is.
Right. He only does, which is okay. You can only do one thing. That's fine. But you better do it efficiently. You better be really good at that one thing.
And I'm not even asking to shoot 55, 45, 95 splits. Just put up like 48, 37, 38. And then
46, 36. I got to have 46, 36 or better. Like that's the bare bones minimum.
For the field goal percentage, I want at least 47 or 48.
47 like 48. At this point, as a 46. Guard,
yeah, as a guard, you need to be 46. To me is still slightly below league average. Like you got to be at least average at what you do, and do it efficiently. Michael Porter Jr. has taken the most ridiculous amount of shot selections this season, and he is shooting incredibly efficient. Why? Because he's actually a good scorer. This is what defeats. This is what makes the difference between an all-star level player versus a six-man. I don't care if you're a microwave scorer and you can put up 3 40-point games in a row. You went 1 and 2 in those games, and you also haven't replicated it since. You haven't shown consistency. You haven't shown health. Michael Porter Jr. is a guy who's come off of multiple back surgeries, played a specific role on a championship contending team, got his first opportunity as the number 1 option, and has not looked back since. He hasn't fucked it up. Even on nights where he has shot inefficiently, he still hasn't had a game where he's played where he hasn't had over 10 points. He hasn't had a game where he's been actually injured, only injury management, right? And he still shoots the ball extremely efficient.
This is what really kills Cam Thomas, because everyone say you can't score efficiently when you're on the net. You got to put up all the bad shots. You got to take bad shots. You got to, you're launching all the grenades. You're putting Michael Porter Jr. is just as efficient as he's ever been. Right? Like so. Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. kills that Cam Thomas can't be efficient with the Brooklyn Nets. Why can't he when Michael Porter Jr. is efficient on this team? Like, it's just he's not an efficient scorer. Like, he's a high volume scorer. He's a high volume shot taker. Sometimes he makes very, very difficult shots, but he puts up very bad shots that he shouldn't. Like that's really all there is to it. If every game looked like yesterday, or whatever, 2 days ago, it'd be a different story. But every game doesn't look like yesterday. He's got games where he's 6 for 19 and he's still putting up these horrible shots. It's like it's not. It's a bench player. It's a 20-minute per game bench player. That's what Cam Thomas is on a good team. Like, I can't beat that up enough. Right? Like, if you said to me, and a year ago I would have left this statement, who's more valuable to the Nets, Clowney or Cam Thomas? Cannoli. Clowney has way more value to the Nets long term.
Oh yeah,
than Cam Thomas ever has. Like it's just hang on.
Yeah, I mean it's not even close. There hasn't been a time where Cam Thomas has ever been questioned to be a 2 or 3 first-round pick caliber trade option. It's just hasn't been a thing.
He's not a 2 or 3 second-round pick guy with on this contract, on this expiring deal. You're getting a potentially another player for him, a 2. I mean, realistically, is there a market for him? If there is a market for him, What are they really going to offer? You know that they're not really competing against a whole bunch of other teams. But what do you really expect to get?
No. His market right now is pretty much going to be similar to what Spencer Dinwiddie's was when we got Dennis Schroeder. It's just going to be a player-for-player swap.
Which is what it is. You know, this is why I said in the offseason, why even offer him the qualifying offer? Why? There's no point. He's just going to do this. I don't know if we would have won or lost had Cam Thomas not played against Minnesota. We probably would have won. We blew him out, but he was a big piece in us winning. All he's going to do is take minutes away from your young guards, which you don't want, and all he's going to do is help you win games, but you don't want Cam Thomas helping you win games. So he's not going to help you in any way. And what are you really going to get for him that makes him worth those headaches?
Nothing.
So why do we even offer him the qualifying offer? We would have said, thank you for your service. Go on, go sign with someone else. That would have been the smart thing to do. I don't know at that time if Sean Marks thought he was going to get a first-round pick for him. It's like, that ain't going to happen. It's just, I don't.
At the end of the day, at least it's clear and obvious that both sides are going to potentially try and work with one another to get him out of here. Like the early reports earlier this month stating that him and his representatives are going to work with the Nets to try and work on a trade, that the Nets don't want him. That's at least a good sign, right? Play a couple of games to finish off, this year, and then just trade him. Get it over with. He's not him. He's He's the H out of the him word. That's it. He's one letter. And that's good enough for his one of every 3 performances that he plays like a borderline star, not even a full-blown star, borderline.
Is there a market for him though? Would anyone take him at this point?
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a couple of teams. I mean, you got Houston who could use a little bit of scoring. You've got Denver who could use a little bit of scoring. Sacramento is a team that's looking to add young players. Say that Brooklyn is to give up maybe Cam Thomas, Zaire Williams. Like Zaire goes to Milwaukee, Cam Thomas goes to Sacramento. Kuzma comes to Brooklyn. Like things like that. There's going to be a 3-team trade where Cam Thomas is probably sent somewhere, or where the Nets are going to get something of decent value back. So I would expect at least 2 to 3 trades at this year's deadline for the Nets, whether it be taking back certain contracts, taking on a bit more draft capital. But I think that there's definitely going to be a couple of moves to be made. The biggest mistake here, hold on, I'm going to answer Breezy just one time. The biggest mistake that I've seen out of this fan base in the last 3 years is giving the keys to a guy that never proved himself. It's the same thing, and I'm saying this as a Yankees fan. It's the same thing with giving the captain to Aaron Judge, who has not won a World Series. Like you're setting the bar very low compared to what things used to be. Same thing's going on with Cam Thomas. He has not proven to be a star, and you are treating him as such. It's pathetic. It's a joke. It's not worth it. The kid is a 6-man at best. He is not worth $30 million. He has not shown forms of consistency as a scorer or in terms of efficiencies. He has not shown any form of major improvements as a playmaker or a rebounder or a defender at a consistent rate. Get over it. How many times can we go around this circle? If he gives me 10 games like he just did 2 nights ago, maybe then I'll say, okay, I'm willing to change my perspective. But as soon as he has that 12-point 3 of 16 night, or as soon as his hamstring decides to go again, you're not going to hear the end of it. Because I keep telling you guys this every fucking time. It's like beating a dead horse. I've been saying this shit for 2 years straight. He's not going to be here next year, whether you want him to be or not. He's not going to be the guy that takes this team out of the shithole. He's not going to be the guy that takes anybody out of the shithole. He's going to be a career 6-man.
That's not a degrading thing to say. Of all the things that your NBA career can be,
it's quite literally just me saying, stop overvaluing somebody and value them properly. It's like saying Mikal Bridges was a star. He was not a star. He's a 4th option. Same thing when it comes to the 7-Eleven era. It's like, who do you blame in these situations? You blame a piece of everybody. You don't blame a singular person, right? You got to figure out how to value people, right? Cam Thomas has not proven to be a consistent star or all-star caliber player. He has not shown the consistency to be at the level of a star scorer in this league. He's either got 23 plus on borderline efficient, just under efficient shooting, or he's got 12, 13 points, he's injured, he's got inefficient scoring numbers, he's got minimal playmaking, he's got shit defense. There's no in-betweens. Until we find the in-between and what role works best for him, I don't want him here. Point blank simple. I cannot keep repeating this. It's been 2 years.
Well, he's not going to be here. The only question is,
not.
do we get anything for him?
He's not, and there's just people who can't get over that simple fact.
I wanted Breezy on. I appreciate you, Breezy. Thank you for jumping on. Do a little shout out, do a little commercial for your show, and then tell us why we're wrong about Cam Thomas.
Shout out to you guys. I'm Big Fan Breezy. Y'all can follow my content at Big Fan Breezy on YouTube and X. That's where I'm at mostly. Shout out to Dylan. Shout out to Gary. Where I disagree with y'all at is it's not. I don't focal point Cam Thomas because Jordy Fernandez put him in the system. You know, Jordy Fernandez, in my opinion, Jordy Fernandez said, "I'm the biggest voice in the locker room. This is a team that's not contingent on superstars. This is about my coaching more than it is about the players." Now, I think he's done a phenomenal job. If you look at the Minnesota game, it wasn't about just Cam Thomas 30 points. It was about the substitutions, where he subbed Cam Thomas in, being specific. We had the game 15-15. They started pulling away. They was up by 7. Insert Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas comes in the game. He scores the next 6 points. So what I'm saying is, if you start Cam Thomas, I don't think we ever give up the lead, or we don't toggle with them. I think we jump out in front, because Minnesota is almost a mirror to what the Brooklyn Nets is, far as prioritizing defense and then having one main scorer in Anthony Edwards. As you can see, the Minnesota Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards, they're not going anywhere. If they don't get a shot creator to help, and Julius Randle ain't a 2 option, he's a 3rd option. If they don't get a number 2 option to help Anthony Edwards, they're not going to get to the finals and win it. They're not going to get past OKC. You look, and to make it a short soliloquy, all of the championship rosters are being built with 2 shot creators or more. You trade Cam Thomas, in my opinion, Peyton Watson, and any of these other players that can't help MPJ score the ball at the volume that MPJ scores the ball, we're not going to be sufficient. We're not going to have enough scoring to compete. So in that regard, I feel like Cam Thomas is important because of that, because, you know, that scoring punch, every team needs that. Even with Jokic the other day, he scored 50-something points versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he had Jamal Murray backing him with 35 points. When you look at Ant-Man scoring 40 against Denver and Jokic, he had nobody backing him. There was no significant scorer on that team, you know what I'm saying, to help him get past the Denver Nuggets. And I'm saying that's going to be our problem. If it go the way you and Dylan want it, we're not going to have Cam Thomas, and then we're going to have a player that's going to be good. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a bad player, but it's not going to be a shot creator that can score the ball the way he could. And do y'all make valid points about him being efficient? But
Breeze, let me ask you a question real quick.
I just want to say this last thing.
There was one point you made that I don't want to lose track of.
Let him land the plane real quick, and then
the stuff that y'all saying is consistent with Jordy Fernandez asks from Cam Thomas, and he showed that. And I agree that he does have to be consistent the way he played last game. I'm listening.
So you mentioned the point that teams are trying to build around second, like two scoring options. One, I disagree with you on why Minnesota is a piss-poor organization at the moment. They don't need a scorer. They need a playmaker. They have not had a true point guard around Anthony Edwards now for 3 years. Mike Conley's old. Robert Dillingham has not panned out for them, nor have they given him the opportunities. They need a point guard. They need a guy that Anthony Edwards can play off the ball with, because clearly teams know now to double-team Anthony Edwards. Right? Rudy Gobert is not giving you 20+. Julius Randle's too inconsistent. Jaden McDaniels is a primary defender. They don't have a true point guard to help facilitate that team. That's their biggest issue. 2, if you look at teams around the NBA currently, let's just put it this way. As a secondary scoring option, like you mentioned, we'll just say players who are averaging 20+. Detroit doesn't have a second player on their roster averaging 20+. Cade Cunningham is the only one. The Celtics do not have a second player averaging 20+. Jaylen Brown is the only one. They're 3rd in the East. Toronto, I don't believe, has a second player averaging 20 plus. It's just Brandon Ingram. Scotty Barnes is bordering it, but he's not. Right? Orlando currently, I don't believe they have a second player averaging 20 plus because Paolo's having a shit year. Right? You have Philly. You can say Embiid, but does he really play a lot? Not really. Atlanta, Trae Young's not averaging 20 plus this year. Jalen Johnson's the only one. If you look at the Western Conference, you've got Denver, who just has Jokic and Jamal Murray, but that's been the system that they've been running, similar to how Golden State had the system of Draymond, Klay Thompson, and Steph for years. That's more system-based. That's not scoring-based. You've got Houston, who's got KD, but then you have Sengun and Amen Thompson, who border 20 points. They don't actually score 20 points per game consistently. So there's no such thing as needing to build around two scorers. That's my point. Your whole point is to build around players who can play on both sides of the ball. You need a superstar, you need a secondary star, and then you need guys who play around them very well and defend very well and shoot the three very well. That's how the NBA works today. Cam Thomas is not the guy that you want to be your secondary option to Michael Porter Jr. You want to get a first option to make Michael Porter Jr. your second option. Cam Thomas doesn't have a place in this.
All those teams you mentioned, none of them got a championship run in the last recent history, besides the Denver. And for what it's worth, to your
New
point,
York wasn't in the Eastern Conference Finals last year, or I'm sorry, didn't Boston win an NBA Finals just not too long ago?
No, they actually had two shot creators when they won it. They had two shot creators. That was Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. That's a fact.
But right now you're looking at this. Detroit's
no, but I'm saying that's not going to take them to the. They need more.
Toronto's
they need more.
Fourth, Orlando's fifth. What do we mean it's not working?
No, I'm not saying we won't be a good team without a second shot creator. I'm saying you ain't going to win it. Or
I'm not saying that we
one.
don't want a second shot creator. I'm saying that we need a better one because Cam Thomas is not.
Yeah, that's what. That's what, let me.
I'm saying that you need a superstar to make Michael Porter Jr. your secondary all-star. You don't want Cam Thomas as your second option because he's not of second option caliber. He never has been. He never will be. To be a second option in this league, you need to be able to do two things. He can't do more than one. He can barely do one consistently.
I don't know. I've seen him make some good passes.
When you're in year 5 and you've played a total of 37 games in the past 2 seasons, and you have not shot the ball at least league average efficiencies, and you haven't put up more than 25 plus points per game on average, last year he was at 24, this year he's at 22, I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. He has not done his part to prove that he is a secondary option on a contending or a retooling team. He has shown flashes of being a funny, meme-worthy second option on a rebuilding team. There's a reason these things are called rebuilds, because usually the guys that are on there suck and they're not going to be there long term. And you draft guys and you sign guys and you go after new players to retool the roster around your key pieces. Cam Thomas has not provided any form of proof nor reason to be considered a true piece long term. He hasn't. If he was, he would have gotten a deal.
I gotta disagree with that. I mean, we just seen him outscore Ant-Man and MPJ with higher efficiency. I didn't hear you or Gary mention that at once.
No, because
it was the first thing I did was came in and glazed up. It was the first thing I did. I said he played great.
That's not glazing. That's just telling the truth.
No, that is glazing, because at the end of the day, you need to be able to do things consistently. I don't give a shit if you come back for one of your 20 games and you decide to put up 30 on efficient scoring. Congratulations. You just
even if it's the first game he back?
Years ago. No, it's not impressive at all. You just had 7 weeks to fucking recover from a hamstring injury that you've had 3 different times in the last year and a half.
Let me make my point to Breezy real quick. Breezy, he came in off the bench and scored a bunch of points when they needed points. That's his role in the NBA. His role is Jordan Clarkson. His role is is Jamal Crawford. That's his role. And that's why he did it so well, right? Like, if you're saying he played really well, coming off the bench, cooking the second unit, scoring a bunch of points when we needed him to score points. Yeah, that's his role. His role isn't a secondary scorer on a good team. It's a guy that comes off the bench. You know what I'm saying? He's not Jaylen Brown. He's not. I'm not
saying, Gary, what I'm saying is when you look at the shot selection, the shot attempts, you can see that he took the second amount of shots behind MPJ. So when I say second option, I mean MPJ is the first option because he took the most shots. And then Cam Thomas was the second option because he took the second most shots. He was 9 for 15. And I'm saying that to say Jordy made it work. You know, And I'm not really debating you or Dylan about him coming off the bench. If Jordy Fernandez see fit that he should come off the bench, so be it. But I'm saying what Jordy Fernandez did, and again, I ask y'all, I implore y'all to pay attention to Jordy Fernandez substitutions. He didn't just do good with Cam Thomas. He put Cam Thomas next to Nolan Troyori. That's my pushback to y'all. Y'all saying that, you know, y'all wanted to see with more minutes, but Nolan Troyori played 19 minutes. All of them, all rookies last
And he
game,
looked great
besides Ben
defensively.
Sarab, played significant minutes in that game. All of them.
Which is why I haven't had any complaints with the win. Like I said at the beginning of this year, if young players are making an impact, whether it be the Cam Thomases or the Noah Clowneys, or it's the Michael Porter Juniors, or if it's the rookies, there's no complaints being made. I haven't complained about any win outside of one on a night where, what was it, the Kings and the Clippers won, and would have been able to push us just a half game behind 3. That was the only game that I think I've complained about, and that's all based on draft lottery position. But again, I don't care about one performance. It's one performance. If I see him do this 8 of his next 10, and then, okay, maybe if he goes 7 of his next 10 after that, sure, I can give a little bit of respect to it. But when you don't do anything at a consistent level, when you don't do anything at a star level, a star is 25 plus per game. A star does it efficiently. And if he doesn't do it efficiently, he gives you probably about 5 to 8 assists a night. LaMelo Ball, for example. Not an efficient scorer, but he gives you 7 plus assists per
Is
night.
MPJ in that category?
MPJ's a star, yes. 25, 7, and 3. Efficient scoring. I mean, there's no more. Michael Porter Jr. in 3 months of being a number 1 option has done more than what Cam Thomas has been given the opportunity to do in 2 years. And that's a fact. Michael Porter Jr.
I credit a lot. I want y'all to credit.
Jr. has a worser injury history. And Cam Thomas continues to still showcase the ability to not stay healthy with the same lingering issue.
I just want y'all to credit. I gotta go. I'm gonna jump in the chat. Shout to y'all for letting me on the panel. Shout to Leaf. I just want to credit MPJ chemistry to Jordy Fernandez being the assistant coach for the Denver Nuggets. He knows what Jordy wants, and he knew that from the start of the season. Again, I don't think this is totally about Cam Thomas. I think it's about Jordy Fernandez being a better second-year head coach than he was a first-year head coach. I'm in the chat though, man. I love the show. Y'all know I'm watching the show. I'm in the chat.
Shout out you, man. Appreciate you joining us.
What I would like to say is that Cam Thomas' performance, 30 points in 20 minutes for anybody is impressive, man. I mean, even though it was one game. But at the same time, I'm not looking at his performance on a scale for him. I'm looking at his performance on a scale for the Nets. That's what I'm looking at because it helped. And everything that I've been seeing from this team since the 0-9 start or whatever it was is basically on the up and up. It's a lot of the people from the 1/3 of the the tankers section of our fan base. They wanted to see a lot of the young players in. Guess what? They seeing a lot of young players in. They may not want to see them in the minutes that they want to see them in, but they seeing them in. They getting baby steps, and it's starting to work. Nolan Traore is not getting enough credit for the defense that he was able to play the last 3 games. Danny Wolf is not getting enough credit for the facilitation and what he was able to do, the little things he was able to do, getting after the rebounds on the floor. I seen him and Nolan Traore diving on the floor for the rebounds and keeping plays alive. Those hustle plays, we're starting to win. The one common denominator for this team, even though a lot of people want that pick, is the fact that this team, along with the 19-year-olds that's in the rotation now, and a lot of the players that's playing on this team, they starting to get better little by little. That's the reality of it, man. And I know a lot of people want certain players on this team, but the reality is that a lot of what we're seeing right now going forward is improvement. I mean, this is what development looks like. For anybody that's out there watching that waves the black and white flag, bro, this is what development looks like. This is how it looks. That's
Leave.
the bottom line.
Let me ask you a question. What if I had a magic wand and I made you the head coach and the GM? What is your role for Cam Thomas the rest of this year for the Brooklyn Nets? What would you do with him?
Hold on a second.
Got to ask the hard questions.
Yeah. You mentioned the name Peyton Watson. If Denver was interested in that trade, I would make it immediately.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
It is easier to find undersized guards who can score in this league than it is to find athletic, potentially two-way, high upside players at the wing position.
I mean, that might be true, but I mean, you can't. I guess the same would probably be said for our team because guess what? Our team is full of 6'9" and 6'10" dudes. Maybe they're not as athletic as you like them to be, or as two-way prowess as you like them to be, but at the same time, that don't mean they're not capable of development. That don't mean they're not capable of winning games. That don't mean. I mean, I understand we want what we want, and that is, and we want to win with what we want, but it's this ain't Burger King, bro. You don't always get it your way. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like the reality is that Danny Wolf is already ahead of schedule offensively. In terms of the way he could fill up a PRA stat line, he may be the number one option of this team if we decide to go in a younger direction because we already the youngest team in the league, and we already got the 30. We dead last in payroll. So in my opinion, bro, like all I'm gonna say is, man, to the to the tankers section of this fan base, this is what development looks like, bro. This is what it looks like.
I want to just Ranger over here, bro. Don't bring any Nuggets to BK unless their last name Joker. What if their last name's Porter Jr.? Can we bring that guy in? Is he been okay for the Nets? Come on, Ranger. Come on. Dill, I know you got to run.
Yeah.
You got any last minute thoughts? Anything you want to plug? What's up?
Yeah, feel free to subscribe to me over at Substack at NetsPress. I've been doing a lot of work over there. My newest mock draft, our 6-1 of the year, is out there now. So next time we're on the pod, we'll probably do our own. Since it's that time of year, we'll try and get one
when
done
do you
before
want to do
New Year's.
the mock? When do you want to do the next mock?
I should probably be free tomorrow, if not the day after, for a little bit.
Okay.
If
yeah,
the Nets have the same January that they had as December, bro, like is it time to say that that the rebuild is officially over?
I wanted to get into that. Dylan's got to run. Let's chop it up, Leaf. Let's discuss that. Is the rebuild over? No, we're still rebuilding. Is the tank off? The tank is off. We're trying to win. We're trying to.
I lost my sound again. Hold on.
Jump. I'll address that real quick, guys. The link is in the chat if anyone wants to jump on. That's an interesting question. Is the rebuild off? No, we're still rebuilding. We're still in a rebuilding process. We're not a complete team yet, but the tank is off. There's no more. We're trying to win. We're trying to get into the playoffs. If we play 500 ball throughout January, yeah, we're going. We're not buyers at the deadline. We're not going to do anything crazy or stupid, but yeah, we're trying to win every single game. It's no longer just about developing rookies and giving these guys. It's about trying to win games. If we continue to play this level over the next month, would you disagree with that? Leaf? All right. Leaf's having some. Dylan had to drop off. Leaf's having some audio issues. Leaf, you're on mute. I don't know if you know that. I don't know if you can hear me. But the Nets are ahead of schedule, and it's not a bad thing. It's not bad that the Nets are ahead of schedule. It's not bad that the rookies are playing well. It's not bad that Danny Wolf is better than we thought he was going to be. It's not bad that that Drake Powell is better than we thought he was going to be. It's not bad that Noah Clowney, his game is really developing. It's not bad that Nick Claxton's back to where he was a couple of years ago. None of these things are bad. We got Scott here. What's up, Scott? Give yourself a little plug for your channel, and what are your thoughts? Am I bugging? Can I not hear? CJ, you there?
Yeah, I can.
I'm here.
Scott.
I'm here. Yeah.
Let me get Scott came up first. Let me get to Scott, and then I'll get to you, CJ.
What?
Someone's got an echo. Who's got the echo?
That was me, Gary. 1 second.
Can you refresh real quick? Yeah. Can you just jump out and jump back in?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump out and jump in.
All right, CJ.
Yeah. You can hear me, Gary?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear.
Yeah, bro. I was saying I don't think the rebuild over. The only thing, like, we win the games, we win the games. Like, it is what it is, bro. Cause like I already had the team going into the play-in. But like, only thing about that, if we stay around the eighth or nine odds, I feel like we still could get the number one, number two pick. To me, like I told John, it's not all about getting the number one, number two pick. You can get other players outside of the lottery. Like, I don't pay attention to Bonsa, DP. Yeah, them gonna be flat out superstar. But it's other players in that draft that you could like steal a draft like Nate Ahmed, Tune Yesafun. Like, it's players in that draft you could get even if we don't get like a top 5 pick. I don't like
Yeah.
it's players in that draft you still could get. So I don't think the rebuild. I don't got no problem with us winning games because like let the rookies develop.
No, I'm with you. We have a ton of cap space in the offseason, so you can go sign your all-star that way. And look, if we draft 8 or 9, there's going to be a good player available. Now it's just incumbent on the ownership and the GM to identify that good player, and then the coaches to develop them. Like
My bad, Gary. I wasn't I had to attend to something. I was just
Okay.
catching up to the conversation, but I'll be honest with you, bro. Like when you go from five first round picks in one draft, and then you still trying to be greedy and trying to get something in top 10 in the next draft, bro. Like that's to me, it sounds a little bit like. Listen, y'all gonna kill me for this, and the tanker section gonna kill me for this. But to me, it sounds like a bit of overkill. I'm telling y'all right now, the way that we've been playing, this is what development looks like. It's going to take some time. This is what it looks like, bro. Jaeger, if you're looking for any of the top 5 picks in this upcoming draft to basically turn into Tim Duncan or some all-time great
LeBron James,
overnight,
something, yeah, it's not going to
if you're
happen.
looking for them to turn into some all-time great immediately from right from the door, think again. That's not how this NBA is set up. It's
That's why I be
not.
trying to tell them, Lee. I'm trying to tell them that shit, bro. They don't
Yeah,
listen.
it's that's not how this NBA is set up, bro. Like it's gonna take time with them. I guarantee you, whatever team that they go to, bro, like if they show promise early, it's gonna take time to build around them. Players are not built like they was back in the 20th century. That's not how this works. You know what I'm saying, bro? So like the reality is that we're building a team. All of the rookies actually fit through 1 through 9. We're starting to realize that from the Nolan Traore's. We found out that we could put him in certain positions to attack the basket and draw defenses and kick. And defensively, he's pretty okay. He's 19-year-old. How many teams do you know that have 19 rookies that have played over 200 and something minutes already this season? Because we got 3 of them. You can't find that many. You cannot find that many teams in the history of basketball that has had 3 19-year-olds in rotation in the first 20 something games of the season. We have done that. We have made
The answer is
history.
probably 0. Like this is probably the first time ever that's been
Exactly.
done.
So my thing is if you looking for something else in the top 5 this year, bro, nothing. All it is greed. All it is style of play. All it is oh, look at the athleticism. Look at this. Look at that, bro. Stop. You don't like y'all think the thing about most of the people that talk about the top 5 picks is that they think that they're the only players that's currently that's about to come into the league that can do those things. They're not.
You know what I'm
They're
saying, Lee?
not. There's other players in the league that can do what they already are doing at the college level in the pros.
Like Kareem Lopez, you can use Kareem Lopez as an example.
Listen,
He playing the NBL. He playing to get grown man. He's shooting 40% for the 3-point line. And I think he around 8 or 9. If I'm
exactly.
I would take him at 8. I feel like he'd be good with Danny Wolf. I don't know if y'all watch Kareem Lopez, but he shoot 40% for the 3-point line. He a power forward. And like to me, he can do everything Boozer could do. Is that he just have a better handle than Boozer. So to me, that's why
That's
I was
what it
back when you were
is.
saying Lee, it's not all about picking top 5 and all that. I be trying to tell him that it's not about that, bro.
Yeah, it's talent everywhere.
There's talent everywhere. Listen, this team has produced Cam Thomas at 27 and Danny Wolf at 27. There's talent everywhere in the draft. These drafts are that deep now, bro. Dylan has said it himself. So if we got one pick and we looking to hit a home run, bro, guess what? The NBA ain't allowing it. You know why? Because we cost them money. We cost them money when we traded Kevin Durant. Hey, what's going on? All right. We cost them money when we traded Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. Everything that we're doing has to be built from the ground up. It's just
Yeah,
that
I
simple.
agree. You
Can
still
you
here,
guys
Gary?
hear me? Yeah, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, I
Yeah.
was having some audio issues.
Yeah, I can
All
hear.
right, Scott.
Yeah, we hear.
Scott, I know you wanted to get in. We're talking about Cam Thomas, his role
Yeah.
here. What is his role here? Is what he did against Minnesota the other night? Is that what he should be doing? Coming in off the bench and trying to score a bunch? Is he a microwave scorer, which I've been saying all along? That's his role. Give me
There's
your
a
thoughts on
there's
Cam
a
Thomas.
saying that my mother used to say, fit in where you can fit. You know, like
Yep.
if that fits him right now, then that's what you got to do. I mean, it's not no puzzle to the mystery. We all knew he was a great scorer, a great shooter. But, you know, the way the league is and money and the way the tiers are, he's not going to get $35 million just to be a shooter. You know, it's just not going to happen. He's a phenomenal shooter, though. And if he's not with Brooklyn, he'll be with somebody else. That's not an issue. The issue is whether he wants to be a starter. You got to be phenomenal to be a starter in the NBA at 6'2". Now, I'm not saying that it hasn't happened. It has happened in the league before. There has been great short guards who are worthy of close to $40 million. But he's not a point guard.
Let me ask you this. Dylan mentioned a couple of days swapping him to a contender for another player. Torrey Eason, he mentioned Peyton Watson over in Denver. Would you make a trade like that? Would you just swap him for another player who we could try to, a fairly young player who we could try to develop in our system?
Honestly, I think he want to stay in Brooklyn. I think that's what he wants. He wants to be here. He just wanted to be wanted. I mean, I think he wanted a long contract. I think a lot of things that's being said about him and about that, like the way the organization is thinking, might not be as difficult as you think it is. It's about money.
I said between 15 and 20 million, and I'm standing on it.
Yeah, I think he's worthy of $20 million a year, but he wants 4 years, Leaf. He wants to be wanted.
Okay, 20 million a year, bro, for 4 years. That's what you get.
I don't want him on this team.
I'm just
trying to. I don't see a role.
I don't mind him on this team. Listen, bro. I think what he does is very key to a basketball team. But all of the Cam Thomas lifers, bro, need to stop thinking that that shit leads to number one material. It doesn't.
No, I'm good with him coming off the bench. I'm good with him being on the team. I'm good with him being that one player in that one game when you need that one bucket. I'm good with that.
I'm good with it too.
He wants $30 to $40 million a year, which
Yeah, we're not giving him that.
Nobody's giving. I'm not even giving it to Trae Young. I wouldn't give him 30, 40. No, I wouldn't.
No,
I'm not.
I'm with you.
Trae Young and Ja Morant is already making over 40,
Yeah.
bro. You telling me Cam Thomas is worth that number? And we all know what Ja Morant and Trae Young have done already in their careers. We all understand that. Listen. I got a news flash for everybody out there that's watching basketball right now, bro. The small ball dominant guard, bro, is starting to become old. It's starting to become old, bro. Like nobody believes in it. Nobody believes Jalen Bumpson and the Knicks are gonna go anywhere. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, bro. Like I'm so sorry to ruin the hearts, bro, of all of these CT lifers and all of these people that's in love with these lovable losers. I'm so sorry. But the reality is Cam Thomas' skill set is built for the bench.
Let me get CJ. I want CJ's take on this because I think the rest of us agree. If I said to you, CJ, Cam Thomas will resign here 2 years, 3 years, something like that, $17.5 million a year for the next 2 or 3 years, and he comes off the bench and that's his role, would you sign him to that?
Uh, I mean, nah, I don't think he just a good fit here, bro.
I don't. I would give him the
I feel
contract,
like
but
he should go.
I understand. I understand your point. I understand your point.
Like we got, bro. We finna like we got like this is a rebuild team, bro. I don't feel like Cam done already prove here. The Nets don't want to like they don't want to sign him. They don't want to pay him. So I mean, I just feel like you should. If there's no market here, then he just gonna be in the China next year, bro. He should like it's like I don't see no place for him. I don't see no spot for him, bro. I just don't
So
see it, though. I
if
just don't
if
see
we
it,
could
Gary.
if we could move him for Peyton Watson to Denver, if we could trade Torrey Eason, something like that, would you just make that trade now? Just take that player instead.
Yeah. I'll take him. I'll take him. Let's get off Cam. Yeah, I would take him.
All right, we got Range Rovers up in here too. Range Rover, you got a lot to say.
Hold on,
what's
let
on
me
your
cook.
mind?
Hold on. All right, let me
Yeah.
start with this Peyton Watson thing because been a Nuggets fan for over 22 years. So even when I don't watch the team, I know that team like the back of my thumb. Peyton Watson, bro. You take Joker out of the equation. A lot of them dudes in Denver are trash. Like they serve specific roles. Now, I'll give Peyton Watson this. He's better than Christian Braun. One of the things Denver recently did is they paid Christian Braun, and this season they've realized that Peyton Watson's better, but they're not going to have the money to pay him, so they're going to end up being in a situation where Peyton Watson's going to leave. He just got a new agent. I think he signed to Clutch Sports. But as far as like adding them to the Brooklyn Nets, like first off, if you brought him to Brooklyn, like what position are you playing him at?
I mean, we'll figure it out. I mean, Peyton Watson. Yeah, he does. You know, he's not a 3. He's not a 4. He's not a 2. I get what you're saying, but like, can he be a? You're bringing him in here to be a depth piece, I would imagine, right? Like, you're not putting.
He'd be a good depth piece, but I mean, he's looking to get paid. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he just signed with Rich Paul, so I don't think that Brooklyn's gonna be. I would imagine they're not gonna be willing to pay him what he's gonna be asking for. And
That's
like
what
I
I'm
said,
saying. And
he does play good defense. I'll give him that and all that stuff. But I'm just like, for Cam Thomas, hell no.
And while we on the subject, bro, listen, I think the thing about Cam Thomas, he this offseason, he came to a humble moment because he realized, bro, that the market that he thought what the market wasn't what it was.
It doesn't
When we offered
exist.
a contract, it was going to put him from a 7-figure NBA player to an 8-figure NBA player, and he said no. I understand, but the thing is, going forward, in order for him to get anything higher than what he's getting right now, he's going to have to stay healthy. Number one, and two, he's going to have to fill in the role of his best ability, and that's being a scorer, bro. But in terms of just being a small ball scorer, unless you Steph or unless you Jalen Brunson, they're not putting no money. They're not filling your pockets up with no max contract.
Look,
Unless
I'll
you
be
one of
honest.
them, they not filling your pockets up with no max contract, bro. Those are the only two small scoring guards, bro, that's getting top dollar.
Look,
That's the only two.
this is how I view the current situation with Brooklyn. You know, they're playing good right now, but I think MPJ and Cam Thomas are, as far as I'm concerned, they're in the same situation because basically they both putting up numbers right now, but the quote unquote the jury is still out on them. So I think the only thing that's gonna basically prove it to people is they gotta get this team into the playoffs, and then once getting the team into the playoffs, they're gonna have to, win more than a series and all that. But I'm pretty confident that they're gonna do that because when I look at the Eastern Conference, there's not a series that I look at that we wouldn't have the best player. So I really don't.
So you think we can make the play or the playoff?
The plan.
Both.
Play-in.
I'll be honest, because right now when it comes to the play-in, we're 3 games out. But
Yeah.
even the team that's 8, if I remember right, I think it's like 4 or 5 games. But and that might be the Bulls, maybe. I don't got the standings.
In a perfect scenario, bro, if we only lose, let's say we only lose 5 games the rest of the season. What is your opinion on this team?
Boy, that's great. That's great. 5 games, that's great.
That means that locker room is together.
Yeah.
Why
That's
bring
exactly
anybody?
what it means. That
It
means
means that
from one.
locker room is good.
That means from 1 through 10 in all of the rotations that we've run, that
Them
locker
guys are
room is in
playing good
sync.
together.
That
They
that
playing
locker room is
good.
in sync. That the cast of players that are on this team are
They
in
like
sync.
playing with each other. Yeah.
Exactly.
They fit.
And that means they are making it work. That means from the
Right.
coaching staff to the players, bro, they are
Yep.
making it work. That's
Yeah.
what it means. And
Yeah.
guess what? I got news for everybody that's been watching this entire December. That's what's been happening. The
Yeah.
Nets are
For the
number
whole
one in
month.
defensive
Yeah.
rating. They are number one in points allowed.
Yeah.
They doing their thing.
That's better than OKC, who is historically a great, supposed to be this historic great defensive team.
They playing good ball, man.
I'll say
So
this.
I want to know. So from everybody that's been watching, y'all seen 2 to 3 19-year-olds in the rotation consistently. Y'all seen all the rookies at one point, bro, play from night in and night out in the rotation. Y'all seen one rookie get sent down to G League, come back up. Another rookie get sent down to G League, come back up. Y'all seen young players like Noah Clowney ascend and get better in terms of their offense, in terms of being more aggressive and playing within the sets. You seen triple doubles from Clowney. You seen night in and night out 27 and 8 from MPJ. You seen Cam Thomas come back and only play 20 minutes and give you 30. If y'all can find anything going forward, what's wrong with this team, bro? Outside of the record, I'm all ears.
I mean, look,
No,
look, I'll be honest. No, gotta remember, I'm coming from the from a West Coast team to an East Coast team.
yeah.
I like how Brooklyn is currently constructed. Like Zaire Williams and Tyrese Martin didn't even touch the floor.
No.
That's crazy. That's crazy to have. No, I'm saying to have them as like what? Your third what?
Your
12th,
third
13th?
string.
Yeah.
Your third
that's
string backup.
Yeah, look, I saw a video.
It
like
was
2-3
basically
days-
DMPs. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then,
look,
yeah.
I saw a video like 2-3 days ago. There's Nuggets channels. They fiending to try to get Tyrese Martin, like because MPJ they probably watching some of the games. They like shit, bro. I'm fine. Good look, think about it. If an injury, God, we hope it don't happen. If an injury happens, we got people that are ready to step in, and we know what they're gonna be on. So I mean, I like where Brooklyn's kind of built right now. I mean, we got good big men depth. We got Claxton, MPJ, 6'11",
Yeah,
Downey,
my-
6'10".
Yeah. Yeah.
Wolf is 7 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
Yeah.
we
I honestly, when I look at the Nets, I see a young team with a lot of people that got a lot of ambition and a lot of, they want something done. You got a couple of older guys that got a career that, like in MPJ who won a title. He know what
MPJ
it is.
only 27 years old. Ain't nobody
But
over 30 on this damn team, bro. Like,
yeah,
stop
but
this.
I mean, after 6-7 years, you a vet in this league, man.
Yeah, you are, but yeah, I think
You're
your
a vet.
veteran. I think in terms of a vet, bro, like I don't think it goes into 6 years. It's players that's been in the league 6 or 7 years that ain't even touched the playoffs, and they've been playing with young teams all their
Well,
career.
he did. MPJ did.
Yeah, but that's not the case with MPJ or Terrence Mann, and I think they're filling perfect roles right now. Let's face it, Claxton has been put in a system. It has been when he came into this league, he came into the same situation Cam Thomas came into. We trying to go for the gusto. We got free agents.
But they seen what greatness was with KD and Kyrie. So I mean, it ain't
I guess if you want to say that, they seen it.
I mean, okay, whether they seen the finals or not, it doesn't matter. They seen what a professional does to get themselves ready for a playoff game.
Yo, here's the scary part. With as good as we're playing, I still feel like if Igor raises his game
A little more.
just a little, bro. I don't think we've even seen
I do you one better. I do you one better. What if all of the rookies that's in rotation raise their game? Not just Yegor, not just Danny Wolf, not just Nolan Trayor, not just Drake Powell, but all of them.
They'll be a playoff team. They'd
I
be a
mean,
playoff
look,
team.
yeah. So
What happens when
yesterday,
Noah
or
Clowney turns himself into a double-digit scorer consistently every night?
Now the
I think,
Net fans are.
in that Minnesota game, Danny Wolf outplayed Nas Reed.
Yeah, he sure enough did.
He
That was his
absolutely
direct.
outplayed Nas Reed.
That was his direct matchup. Like six
Yep,
man of the year.
direct, very
Yeah.
direct. And quiet as kept. I think all of these rookies, bro, like if they meet the 65 game incentive, they admit like at least two of them is probably eligible for second team all rookie. That's money. That's an extension right there.
Yeah, you got a point there, Leaf. I ain't think of that.
Which I know, bro. That cheap ass damn front office of ours probably don't want to pay. It's probably the reason why Yago is making more money than Cam Thomas right now because they wanted him on a cheap deal. It's probably one of the reasons why $25 million was only awarded to Claxton. Listen in terms of how the CBA is built, bro. Like I don't really have no problem with the cheap contracts. But you know what you know what I'm most proud of, bro? I'm most proud of players, bro. Like a lot of the players on this team have taken what was dealt to them on the chin, and they still came out this entire month and said, "F it, I'm gonna play ball."
Yep, that's true.
A lot of them just took what was given to them on the chin, and they still said, "I'm gonna play ball." MPJ was ready to retire when he got here. Now look.
Yep. Sure enough, he was contemplating that before he even started training camp. He said he went away.
They told him, bruh, get off the podcast. We don't need you doing that no more. He got off 27 and 8 a night. Listen, I'll be honest with you, bro. Like a lot of the way this team is playing, bro, I could understand and see why a lot of Nets fans are excited, even though we are only at 10 and 19 and we got off to a bad start. The only thing that's pissing me off is that is our record. That's it. But the way that we've been playing, in terms of the anticipation of any type of situation in an NBA basketball game, in terms of being focused on the little things, in terms of winning the plays that don't count on the stat sheet, I think we have played phenomenally.
What y'all think
I
about
think so
tonight's?
too.
What y'all think about tonight's game, though?
Tonight's game, bro. Like I'm looking forward to tonight's game, bro, because I got a personal vendetta against the Warriors to begin with, anyway. I would just like to say, I don't want to say this out loud on the.
What's your beef with the Warriors?
The page, but Furry and everything he stands for. They got 4 hospital rings and don't nobody like to acknowledge it.
Oh, 4 hospital rings.
They got 4. The 4 hospital.
Nah, man.
They got 5
the Warriors
total
is
rings.
real.
Come on.
I'll tell you a funny story about the Warriors. In 2014, the 2014 season, the Nuggets. This was like when the Nuggets had like Ty Lawson, Danilo, and all them. I remember we beat the Warriors. We swept them during the regular season, and it was like 2-3 weeks before like the playoffs. And I said to my bro, I was like, "Yo, I pray that we do not match up with the Warriors." He was like, "Man, what are you talking about, man? Y'all swept them, man. Y'all be good." And then when we got them in the playoffs, I think the game 1, Andre Miller hit like a game winner.
Yeah.
I still wasn't hyped though. I was like, "Oh man, it's over." And then they literally gentlemen swept us.
Yeah.
Man, the Warriors is dangerous. That's why I'm interested for today's game because, like, although like they don't have a lot of size, I feel like the guards are going to be tested because they do a lot of stuff kind of that we do as far as like handoffs and they want to run their offense from like the 3-point line. They're not really trying to get into the paint like that.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a test for Brooklyn more than them because, like you said, they have a lot of guards, and their guards are athletic. They're athletic guards, and and you got Steph Curry too. So, yeah, that's going to be an issue for the Nets guards. But they're going to get a taste of Nolan because Nolan is still fast. You can't teach fast. Fast, either you fast or you're not, and he is lightning. He just got to be ready for this game.
All right, guys. I got to wrap this up, y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate everyone jumping on. Range, Scott. Scott, you want to tell everybody where they can find you?
Yeah. Apartment Gamer and more on YouTube, and Apartment Gamer 1 on X.
Range, CJ, you guys got anything? I appreciate you guys jumping on. You got anything y'all want to
Well,
play?
I want to say this on this. I do think Nolan got the potential, if he reaches ceiling, to be a star on the team, bro. Like, I know Leaf
I
say
think so too.
Daniel. I know Leaf say Danny Wolf, but bro, Nolan have a shot creation. Bro. I've been Dylan can tell you, I've been scouting him like over like some time. I've been texting Dylan about him almost like every day, bro. I think he got the potential to be a star, though.
Yeah, a year ago, Troy was looked as a top 5 pick in the draft. So I mean,
Yeah.
the ability is there.
Yeah, I think going to the G League was a good thing for him.
Yeah.
He's kind of taller than I realized.
Yeah,
I think he's
he
6'4",
is.
6'5".
Yeah, he's 6'5". He's 6'5", and you can't, like I said, you can't teach fast. That's not something you teach.
All right, yeah.
Gary, what do you think you could beat Tyrese Maxey before you go?
I mean, that's the comp, right? Like that's the natural comp. He's 6.
Because I don't see Tony Parker. I don't see that guy.
No, he's not Tony Parker.
No.
I think he's more Maxey than he is Tony Parker.
Yeah,
I
me
get
too.
why they're gonna, because he's French and okay, but he's not. Yeah, he's not Tony Parker. He's more Maxey than Parker.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in a couple days with a mock draft. Me and Dylan. I gotta end this, guys. December 29th, 2025, from Texas to the world. Thank y'all and God bless.
Peace.
Peace.